Welcome to the official relaunch of the Modern Day Morons Podcast with your hosts, Liam.
Braden.
And Jacob. I'm just gonna rub my chest.
Nice.
Yay.
little titty rub to start the cast off. All right. Do we have a sponsor today lined up, Liam? I'm not entirely sure. I didn't read through the docket we have.
We do. Our sponsor today is Cast Iron Pans. Absolute slappers in the cooking industry. You gotta take care of them, but with anything that's good, it's high maintenance.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and people will literally cut your head off if you ever clean them.
And they also are absolute slappers outside of the cooking industry, so long as you are strong enough to slap with them.
And they come in all shapes and sizes. I have a small one right here.
What the fuck?
Why?
Self-protection.
I ask the questions around here.
Just in case anybody ever breaks in, what are they gonna do if Liam pulls out a miniature cast iron pan?
Weighs like 0.2 kilograms.
I mean, if you swing it fast enough.
Bonk.
It's a certified bonker, but I spilt I was eating pretzels and then I put the bag down and when I picked it up it got the pretzel salt all over it and I was able to scrape most of it off, but I guess I can get the rest of it.
Josh, good to see you, Josh. Hope
hey
you're doing
Josh,
well.
welcome to the stream. I'm just cleaning my cast iron pan. Now the only way to actually clean a cast iron pan is with cold water, sometimes warm if you're feeling a little spicy, steel wool. And then the most important thing is to fully dry and oil the pan afterwards, so it doesn't rust.
I've heard some people, there's like these things that you can get. I guess it's not steel wool, but it's like a chain link cloth, pretty much. I've heard people use those too. It looks interesting. I've never looked into it because I'm not about to buy a chain link cloth.
Yeah, that makes.
I'll just repurpose my chainmail in there,
Yeah, chain link cloth seems like pretty niche, but it probably does the job pretty well.
I feel like it would be more reusable than steel wool, because steel wool would get full of like food gunk.
Yeah, steel wool's kind of nasty sometimes.
Might actually be a good idea to invest in a chain link cloth. Next week's sponsor? Question mark.
Chain link cloth.
Chain link cloth.
Self-defense. If you ever get stabbed, just slap it over your heart and you're good to go.
If you're ever about to get stabbed, tell them it's illegal, and they legally are not allowed to stab you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with murder, anything like that. Shooting you, it's illegal. You can't do it, and then they say, "Oh, you're right. I almost forgot," and then they put down their weapon, and then you're good.
My apologies, sir.
I saw one life hack. Apparently, the guy did it and it worked, and it's not super PC, but it sounds pretty effective. And it's if you're getting mugged or robbed, pretend you're special needs. And apparently they just, if they have any sort of conscience, they just feel bad about robbing you.
I mean, you'd think they would feel bad about robbing you in the first place, no?
I mean, yeah, but
if they're going to feel bad. But I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, especially if it's
I feel like that's not a card I would want to pull, though. I'd rather just take the L.
Yeah, but you don't have to take the L if they're not going to kill a special needs person. And they're probably not going to kill you if you cooperate. So either way, you're not going to die. And if you just forfeit your money, then you've lost your money. But there's a chance where if you pretend you got an extra chromosome or whatnot, then you don't lose your money. You might lose a little pride, but...
I feel like that's like... That wouldn't sit well in my conscience, personally.
That is an unethical life pro tip.
I don't think I could justify that.
How is it unethical? How is it unethical?
I'm gonna let you figure this one out on your own.
Yeah, no, okay, but I feel... it's like, how is it unethical though? Who are you hurting?
People's feelings.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like there's some sped watching from across the street going, "Hey, wait a minute."
You can't just say there's some sped watching across the street.
No, I'm saying there isn't some sped watching across from the street.
This is how we get banned on our relaunch. It was a good 5 minutes of content. We're Twitch TOS coming after us now.
We had a good
What do
run.
what are we actually focusing on today, other than pretending to be
I'm just saying,
not all there?
he might be onto something. We got a few
Ah,
topics lined up today because I think maybe going forward, having more bite-sized topics and
A
seeing
little
where
more
the
yeah,
enjoyable,
conversation
easier
goes
to
from
complete.
there, as opposed to
Yeah.
trying to shoehorn extra info into, say, one topic or another one. So,
100%.
starting off, we're going
Works
to
for
go
me.
with a old post I got reminded of. I'm sure Braden saw it because he's a Reddit degenerate. But are you aware of the philosophy of the shopping cart test?
Of course. Of course.
Jacob, are you aware of it?
I'm not, but I can assume that it is in relation to like give somebody a shopping cart and see what they do with it, whether they throw it over the side of a ditch, bring it back to the corral, so
It's,
on and so forth.
it's
Is that the one?
Essentially.
you're close. Let me read it out right quick.
Oversimplification of events, but you're not far off.
So, the shopping cart is the ultimate litmus test for whether a person is capable of self governing. To return the shopping cart is an easy, convenient task and one which we all recognize is the correct, appropriate thing to do. To return the shopping cart is objectively right. There are no situations other than dire emergencies in which a person is not able to return their cart. Simultaneously, it is not illegal to abandon your shopping cart. Therefore, the shopping cart presents itself as the apex example of whether a person will do what is right without being forced to. No one will punish you for not returning the shopping cart. No one will fine you or kill you for not returning the shopping cart. You gain nothing by returning the shopping cart. You must return the shopping cart out of the goodness of your own heart. You must return the shopping cart because it is the right thing to do, because it is correct. A person who is unable to do this is no better than an animal, an absolute savage who can only be made to do what is right by threatening them with the law and force that stands behind it. The shopping cart is what determines whether a person is a good or a bad member of society.
Well, that's yeah.
So, do you assholes return your shopping carts?
Every
Well,
time without
I
fail.
went shopping today, and the cart corral was empty, but I walked myself over there, and you know what? Okay, so how do you guys feel about this? Because I know there's opinions of whether you like some people bring it back to the corral, which is great, and then they just chuck it in. Like if there's carts piled in there, they don't like match it up with the next cart. They just throw it in there, and they're like, "Oh, it's in the spot."
Mhm.
Some people line them up with the carts and, uh, you know, like link the carts. You know what I mean? But when I got there, there was no carts in there. Normally, I'm one of the people who links it with the cart in front of it, but there was no other carts in there, so I kind of just balled it into the corral. And I was like, should I have walked that all the way to the front and put it uniformly where it should be? Maybe, but you know, it's back where it has to.
But do you
Well,
just
how do you
ball
guys?
it in if there's already carts in there, though?
No. What I said, I'm normally the one who would connect it with the next cart.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're pretty much fine. I mean, when you balled it in, did it just fucking like 90 degrees sideways in?
No, I'm not the most athletic, but it went, you know, pretty well into the corner, back left pocket. You know what
Hmm.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean,
I
there's
was
no.
happy with it.
That's fine. You know what I mean? It's an empty cart corral. Someone else might have trouble getting the next one in perfectly, but you know
I mean, like
that's.
they might have to walk into the cart corral, but I doubt they did. Or I doubt they will.
Mhm.
Okay.
Fair
You
enough.
throw
Fair
that
enough.
bitch in. Fair
I mean,
enough.
I'm cool. Like, it's annoying when the cart corral is almost full, and you see
Mhm.
like there's like 10 carts in there that are all like this way, this way, this way.
Yeah,
You know, like
just a
it's a
minute.
fucking mess, and you could
Yeah.
fit like 30 more carts if those 10 people had just lined it up, but they didn't, and that's kind of annoying. But like when it's halfway, I'm fine if somebody free balls it in, because eventually somebody will probably come along and link them together.
I mean,
But
yeah, but that person. I mean, speaking of cart corrals, I'm still kind of pissed off. The first job I applied for was to be the cart corraller at the superstore, and I just did not
Mm.
have the qualifications apparently to push
You
carts
weren't good
around a
enough to
parking lot.
push carts. That's rough.
But
I mean, hey, I tried to get hired at that Sobeys that someone we know used to work at. No doxing, but
oh, Tristan.
yeah. Well, there you go, doxed him.
you'd think they would have very little criteria, as long as you're not like a 90-year-old man who can
Mhm.
consistently walk around for the whole day.
Yeah.
Fucking high road.
I think the issue is I was like 15, and they were looking for someone who'd probably go on to cash eventually, and they didn't want to wait a year because in Nova Scotia you have to be 16 to legally handle money.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
But-
they do need cart boys for years to come, so still seemed a little foolish to me, but whatever.
Yeah, but I showed them. Now I work full-time night shift at a gas station, so they're probably feeling pretty foolish.
Good job.
There you go. Yeah. Money moves.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely making more money than you would have at that superstore.
Yeah. I thank God I worked at Teletie for 2 years.
I mean, you made connections.
Like,
You made
great
connections.
spot.
That's one of the most important things, is making connections. At the end of the day, at least you had some good friends from Tally.
Platoon's the only one worth saving. If there was a fire, I'd make sure Platoon was safe and the rest of them.
See, but at least you had that. At least you connected.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Like the time I worked until 10, drove to a party, stayed up till 6, slept till 8, and then drove home to go fishing with Platoon at 9. And then fished until I had to work 4 to 10, and then did a week of school.
See, that's nobody's fault but your own. That one's totally on you. That was not your work's fault.
See, that all came from
Sport
like
planner.
in the winter. It was like the dead winter blizzard. Platoon's like, "Hey Liam, you go fishing with me this summer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, he just lights up because I feel like he's asked this question to everyone else, and they've all said no. And he's like, "Really? You no joke me?" And I didn't want to joke him, so I'm like, "Sure." And fast forward 6 months, I'm with him at a Canadian Tire buying a fishing license. And then I didn't catch any fish, and he thought I was bad luck, so he stopped taking me.
Well, I mean, you're not the most graceful.
I mean, yeah. And we took the other guy who worked there, Mike, on one trip. That was interesting, but yeah, I mean, it's fun times. One of the time he like cast the rod, and it was at Bissett, and it like went into the tree. It was like just like 10 minutes of him fucking trying to, and he just had to cut it eventually. So there still might be a tree hook up in the Bissett tree.
Oh, I guarantee you there's more than one. I've probably done that before somehow.
Yeah.
I hooked one on a lamppost one time. I was out, I think we were in like Digby or somewhere like that, or like
The nearest light
Bridgewater.
post is like 300 feet away.
No, it was like there were like light posts going up along the water, right? Like because it was like a little wharf. And I was out
Okay.
fishing with my dad, and I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old, and I cast it back as far as I could, and I fucking yeeted that bitch, and the rod got stuck in my hand and went backwards out of my hand because it was caught on the lamppost. And
That's a big
Yeah.
fish.
yeah, I was like, holy shit, I really did it.
Yeah,
So-
You
yeah.
turn around, your
that's how-
dad is just holding a fishing rod with like a hook in his arm or something.
Pretty much. Yeah, it could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah.
I was not graceful with the fishing rod. I had not learned the ways.
Man.
So back on this shopping cart debate. Did you just want to ask our opinions?
I want to.
What do you do?
Kinda
What do you
see.
do?
I always return
Yeah.
the cart. Cause like
See, that's surprising to me. Have you
Wow.
returned every single shopping cart in your life ever?
I
Have you never ditched a shopping cart?
as far as I can remember, absolutely. I'm not gonna leave it like in the parking lot. Cause it's not.
See, those people
Oddly considerate of
insane.
you.
Yeah, no, cause like well, number one, it's like clean up your own mess kind of thing, and like number two,
That's
it's
true.
like there's just like if you leave it in the parking lot, you're not just inconveniencing the cart corral guy who has to bring it back. You're probably taking up a parking spot. That cart can fucking roll around, fucking hit someone's car. There's no reason unless you're like have a physical limitation, in which case you're probably not taking a cart out in the first place, to fucking just leave it on the side of the road.
The real question I have for you two is: are you guys aware of the cart narcs?
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
I think
Okay,
I think
good.
one of you showed them to me.
Yeah.
It's probably Braden.
Yeah, fucking the cart narcs, man. That's something else. Everybody in chat, you should look up the cart narcs. It's great.
Yeah, if you
I
like
saw
going
shopping
for
carts,
Chaotic
like-
good.
I saw somebody leave a shopping cart. I didn't see them leave it, but I saw a shopping cart in a parking lot like within 2 months
Mm-hmm.
of today, and it was somehow in 4 parking spots, like up at like prime parking in some parking lot. And there's just a fucking shopping cart like right in the intersection of all 4,
Oh yeah.
and so none of the spots were taken.
Oh, that's such a
The
piss off.
audacity.
Like
The audacity.
when you're trying to find a parking spot and you're like, oh shit, a good spot. Why is no one parked here?
I'm not sure.
What the fuck? I did not say anything. Excuse me? Like, what did I say that
Did you
even
call your
resembled
Siri
my name?
parking spot?
What? Oh my god.
Interesting.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
That's another fun topic.
The NSA.
Google Homes, Siri, all that jazz, just always listening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
little spooky.
the NSA can turn on your smartphone through the camera and microphone without you even knowing it's turned on.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, as you guys noticed, when we jumped in this call, I had my camera just pointing at the roof. I don't have a camera cover, so I'm like, fuck it, just crank that bad boy up to the roof.
Mine's
Obviously,
just
my phone is
vertical.
not the same.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the phone. It's all in the Patriot Act, which was a big part of what Cheney did back in the 2001. They're like, we gotta monitor against terrorists and keep our people safe, so they can literally just type any name and fucking. Also, fantastic movie if you guys haven't seen it. It's Vice. With
Now on Canadian Netflix as well.
oh shit, yeah, I might have to rewatch that because Christian Bale as fucking Dick Cheney is.
Bro,
Superb.
Sam Rockwell as W.
Dude, yeah, and
So
fucking
good.
Steve Carell is what's his name, Donald
Rumsfeld.
Rumsfeld. Yeah,
Yeah,
is fucking
great
fantastic.
movie. Really weird. Really weird.
Never
really
seen this
liked
movie
it.
before.
Have you seen The Big Short? It's by the Big Short guy, which is also a fantastic movie.
No, I don't think I have. I really watch far less movies than you guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Big Short and Vice. Big Short's about the 2008 like market
Funny.
crash.
Big Short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Big Short.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Wow.
also the
Who
guy
would've
who did
thought?
like Anchorman, and, like a bunch of Will Ferrell comedies in the early 2000s. So
Okay, cool.
weird transition for him, but
Yeah.
Good stuff.
What's his name? Adam Reed? Or is
Adam McKay.
Adam McKay. Adam Reed's the guy who
Yeah.
made Archer.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Nerds.
Well, that's
But yeah.
that's shopping cart all covered. Then we're all
So
good
yeah,
boys. who
if you
return
don't
our
put your
cards.
shopping cart back, you're a degenerate and unfollow the podcast.
I actually agree with this. It's just it's the fact that like people leave emotes sometimes though, and then the wind will blow it into your car, and it's like now you got a fucking dent in your car because some asshole didn't put their cart away like a normal person.
And the worst thing
it's
is,
the
like,
worst.
you'll see them like within 10 meters of a cart corral. You'll see a shopping cart abandoned.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
bro, you're there. You're right
So
there.
close.
Just take
So
like
close.
turn 180 degrees and throw it, and you'd probably make it in,
Yeah.
or you'd hit somebody's car. But hey, it's gonna hit somebody's car regardless, probably. So may as well be active about it.
Go big or go home. But
That's the other thing too. You can't just park near the cart corral because you will get hit by people doing the 10-meter fucking dash with the cart, just tossing it in, occasionally missing. So learned that the hard way.
But sorry, I want to get back on this Google Home stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Making sure she doesn't turn on and listen to me. I like how like I got a free Google Home through Spotify,
Right. Yes.
and I like how they're like, yeah, we'll give you a microphone for free, and you can put it in your house anywhere you want, and we'll just listen to you all the time. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. They're like, wait, there's more. It can play music. It can tell you the news, but for us, it'll listen to you all the time.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
we've
the
been
things that
domesticated.
We'll go through for like a little bit more convenience.
Oh yeah.
Like I could connect my phone to a Bluetooth speaker and just play shit off Spotify, or I can be like, "Hey Google, play me some fucking tunes, dude." And it's like apparently that is like a worthy sacrifice to most of humans.
See, the thing is, though, like I don't have a Bluetooth speaker, so I would have to buy a Bluetooth speaker, or Google can give me a free microphone and speaker combo, but I get music out of it.
Dude, I signed up for that
They get all
too.
your data.
And they're like, oh, we're a little short right now. We'll hit you up with an email when you can. We'll send you your free one, and they just never did. That was like 6 months ago. But I mean, I already have an Alexa. I was gonna give my Google Home to my fucking parents, so the NSA can spy on all of us. But it's weird because it's like the combo of the government, but it's also advertisers. Like for example, I was talking to my mom about Young Gravy, and she started getting like Young Gravy advertisements.
That's wild.
And
Incredible.
she didn't search them or anything. She's like, "What the fuck? How does my phone know?" I'm
Maybe
like, "Oh yeah,
maybe
it's
it was
always
Young
listening to
Gravy. Maybe Young Gravy did that.
you."
No, kind of his audience.
But then there's the debate about like security versus privacy, which is sort of like, and then like where does that go? Because it seems like where it's going and where it'll end up is kind of Orwellian in terms of like a surveillance state, like what China is essentially right now, where with all the facial recognition cameras, you're just kind of fucked.
Are you blocking the
Sorry,
sun, or
I'm trying to block the sun, dude. But
Okay.
I don't know if
I'm
you're like
Casper
raising a
today.
hand.
Sorry, sir. Can I speak? Soon, probably in like May, I might be moving and having a bedroom that doesn't have windows right in front of my computer. So, oh, that actually fixed it, kind of.
There you go. Yeah, you're not
So
as white now.
I might actually be able to use my lighting instead of having this big ball of fire lighting me up too much.
That'd be
So
nice.
that's exciting. That'll be fun.
Yeah, no, that'll
Looking forward to
definitely be fucking. Now, so you'll have more space too, which will be nice.
Not big time. I'll have a whole room for my desk
And closer to
instead
the
of my
boys.
living room. Oh, that's true too. Farther from school though. That's
yeah.
not a big deal.
Fat stroll.
I like school actually. School's good for me.
That's good.
That's good.
That's
man,
pretty
yeah.
sweet. Gotta love enjoying school, dude. I read the textbook for the first time last week because I let my homework pile up for like 3 weeks, and I was like, okay, I have to get it in before March break. So I opened the textbook and I did like 6 hours of homework just catching it. And I was like, I took longer than I should have because I was like actually enthralled by the textbook. Like I was flipping the pages and I was reading them all, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like I'm enjoying a textbook. It was so bizarre.
Yeah. No, that's definitely nice.
But it was a good vibe. So it's like I've never been interested by a book, let alone a textbook for school.
No, that's really good. No, it's especially good because you don't want to like build a shed for someone and then have it collapse and or put a floor in. It just doesn't work.
Well, I wasn't even reading about that type of stuff. Like I was reading on how plywood is made and formed and the different types of plywood, and like I was blown away. Like, do you know? Okay, so here's a fun fact.
Wood
You know
facts.
the ceiling tile? Do you know the ceiling tiles in schools, like that, like fucking styrofoam
Yeah,
bullshit
yeah,
on that
yeah.
grid? That is related to MDF, which they make like IKEA furniture out of.
Okay.
I had no clue. They're the same product, only one is less dense than the other. That's it.
Shit.
It was fucking like my mind was blown.
This
I was
desk
reading
is
about like
IKEA wood.
I was reading about like medium density fiberboard, and then it said also known as MDF, and I was like, what the fuck?
We should be the MDF
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Medium dense fiberboards. Fiber boys.
So yeah, that stuff like school ceiling tile is called low density fiberboard. There's your fun fact of
Jacob, I want a wood fact every podcast.
a wood fact. Sure.
So you better
Well, they-
create a list of
See
wood
that-
facts.
That stuff is technically wood, which is weird, but it's like very heavily processed.
Yeah.
But I won't spoil too many wood facts. You know, I'll say
Yeah, no.
That's true.
You don't want to
I got some of the best.
jump the shark. Yeah, right on.
So do we want to continue a little bit more with surveillance, or would you guys rather move on to our next topic?
Well, we can talk about surveillance because, like back to what Liam was saying, how they can just literally turn on your camera. Like, okay, how do you guys feel about the whole FBI agent thing? Like, you know, back a year or two ago, people were like,
yeah, the meme.
my FBI agent when I'm just, you know, doing whatever. It's like, there's no way. Like, how many? What's the math on this? How many people do you think one
There's
FBI
not-
agent runs?
That's not
There's
how
no
it
way there,
works.
yeah.
It's like flagged words. It's
Yeah,
two
yeah.
things. It's two things to monitor you. It's flagged words like how do I make a pipe bomb? I hate the U.S. I'm gonna kill the president. Shit like that. Or it's if
Yeah, you
they're
just go
if
type
some-
into
in a video
Google,
game-
I am
video
a
game,
criminal.
US.
yeah, literally. Or the second reason they monitor you is if you have a connection to someone who's done something or said those keywords. So like if I blow up a political building,
Him.
hypothetically, then they're gonna be doing research on you guys too, because you're my close-ish contacts. So you will be monitored, and it's not as like it's way more discreet now. Because before, like with the mafia or shit like that, they would deadass have like some guy go up on a phone line and put a bots in, and these assholes would see the bots and be like, "Oh, we can't talk here." But now it's like all your shit, if it's registered to you, if any of it's registered to you, they'll get you.
That's how they get you. Yeah, it's pretty insane to think about though that there's just like there's not really such thing as like actual privacy anymore, and a lot of people are just cool with it, which is okay. It's like we got iPhones and shit, I guess, which is like neat, but like
Yeah,
what cost?
I totally agree. There's so many like secrets to the world, like how the government operates and all this, like that we don't even know about.
Oh yeah, no, like
Uh,
the powerful people
and
control everything.
I'm almost like I'm not okay with it, but I'm of the philosophy that I can't control it, so I'm not going to stress about it. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing I could do about it, regardless of whether or not I would like to. So it's like I'm not going to stress about it. You know, if they want to look at me through my phone camera as I'm sitting on the toilet looking at Instagram, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean it's the problem is like that's the thing is unless you have like everybody on board, you can't really do any like Viva la Revolution. But it's like it's just insane how like this such a small group of people control basically everyone else, and it doesn't seem like. And the thing is, power begets power. So it's like the powerful only get more powerful, and they do nothing. They'll do nothing to lose that power. Like they will protect their power with all the costs. Just power is money, and power is influence, and it's like it's the same with like politics. Like all the parties are bought out, like paid and sold for. As George Carlin said, it's one big club, and you're not in it.
I was talking about the government and the military with some friends from school on Wednesday or Thursday, and we were just talking about the fact that like, sorry, Russian and Chinese and states government, if you're listening, but like we were just talking about how the military has so much power that we don't even know about. Like the states military, especially. I mean, I'm sure the states has so many secrets hidden that none of us know, that we don't even want to know about. Obviously,
they spend like $735 billion a year on the military.
They spend more than the next 24 countries combined, and they're allies with 23 of them.
Yeah,
that's what I mean though. Like, sure, there's so much shit that they have, I'm sure, that nobody knows about. But like, think about like Russia and China too. Like they're big superpowers, and we know nothing about what they're doing.
Oh yeah,
which is okay, because it's. I mean, like it's okay, but it's not okay. It's not okay, but what are we gonna do about it? Is mostly what I'm trying to say. But like,
kind of the main thing, yeah.
They're. It's just it kind of is sketchy to think about because like. I know they have the power. Any of them have enough power to end the world, just like the States does. It's like we just kind of have to cross our fingers that they don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you were saying, it's another thing that's just out of our control entirely.
Yeah, like I can only imagine what powers they have though, because like that's what we were talking about at school. It's like the States has so much shit. Like they've got like the fact that they even have anti-air missiles that are like machine guns that shoot missiles coming in that we know about.
Yeah.
Like computers can sense like shit coming at us and shoot that shit down before it gets us.
Yeah.
And that's already a thing. That's just like used everywhere. Like how is that a thing on its own? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well I mean like war typically too is like the best catalyst for innovation basically. Like all the new inventions and shit all come from war, and then they just keep going. Like the amount they fund war too, it's like that's where it also gets shady because like military contractors make a shit ton of money, and a lot of them, like for example, that's one thing Cheney did is he had personal interest in a military contractor, and then said, oh, after 9/11 we need to spend way more money on this and that, and then basically hired his own military contractor company for most of those contracts.
Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just looking at how much brighter the sun has gotten.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about this, boys.
It's
sorry.
distracting at this point.
I know, like
just blinding light from the bottom of my screen.
You guys don't even need lights in your room. I got you covered. It's a big window. It's like a 7-foot by 5-foot window. There's nothing I can do about it.
Nice view about that.
Except for buy curtains. Yeah.
I need to buy like longer blackout curtains because sleeping in the day can be hard sometimes. Those aren't like
Is
the
that what you
full
call a
length.
blackout curtain?
Well, I mean,
Looks like you threw a towel over your fucking your curtain
well, I
rod.
didn't actually hang up the curtains because I was like tired, so I just draped them over the curtain rod. But they're not much longer than that because they covered my old bedroom window pretty well, but not this one. So, yeah, I'll have to get longer ones, or maybe I'll just get like a night mask.
Yeah, that'll work. Or just pull the blanket over your eyes, just like this.
Have you guys ever seen Operation Odessa?
No.
Oh my
What's
god.
that?
It's an insane documentary on Netflix about basically 3 guys. And what they were doing is during the disbandment of the USSR, they were selling shit to the Cali cartel, like helicopters and shit. And then they're like, hey, the Cali cartel's like, hey, can you get us a submarine? Because the amount of coke you could fucking put in a submarine. And so these guys try to sell them a submarine, but you know, there's a little for like I think it was like $250 million. But the only issue with that is it's a little hard to get a submarine fucking out of Russia into international waters than to the Cali cartel. So I won't give too much of away, but it is a great watch.
Okay. What's it called? Operation Odessa, you said?
Yeah, and it's a true story, which it's just fucking insane. It's not like a movie. It's just a fucking...
Well, I'd hope so if it's a documentary.
Yeah. I mean, there's that, and there's like War Dogs was based on a true story. Similar things of like them
Isn't that
taking...
the one with Jonah Hill?
Yeah, Jonah Hill and what's his face from Fantastic Four, Miles Teller.
That's what we remember him from now, eh?
Oh yeah,
no.
he was in that fucking Whiplash movie too, which I haven't seen, but I hear good things about.
Very good movie. Very good movie.
Interesting.
Great movie.
But
Yeah, you guys have so much more movie knowledge than me. It's
dummy. You don't know
I think
much about
the
pop
last
culture.
movie I saw was Mulan.
I haven't even seen that
So-
one. But speaking about movies,
Yeah.
I got a movie you have to watch.
Okay, go for it.
Absolutely. I kind of
Greasy Strangler.
I kind of forget the name. Sorry, 1 second. It's starring. I talked to Brian about this a little bit. It's starring John Travolta.
Oh yeah.
It's called
Yeah,
The
okay.
Fanatic. I'll put a picture of him in the chat for
That's
you.
the one you put in the group chat earlier.
Did I put one in the group chat earlier?
I feel like I remembered somebody messaging about a movie with John Travolta.
So this is what he looks
a
like.
couple days ago.
He's got the gray mullet, which is one hell of a
Oh
look.
my goodness.
Yeah, it's possibly the worst movie I've ever seen. But basically the plot is he's special needs and he's just super into this action star, like your
he'll
generic
never get
action
hot.
star. And exactly. Great callback. But
Thank you.
and then he goes to like a signing or something. He goes to a signing, and when the guy basically runs out of time, and he sees the guy in the parking lot. He's like, "Hey, I'm your biggest fan. To have a signature." And the guy's basically like, "We're out of time, buddy. Fuck off." And I don't want to spoil too much about it, but he's able to use like one of those
I can
like
assume what happens.
he uses one of those like Hollywood like. The thing is, he doesn't wish violence on him. He just is super enthralled by him, and he buys like one of those fucking like map to the stars homes and just tracks this guy down, and it's hilariously terrible. But
Is
just
he
the
also not
concept
named
alone.
Moose in that movie?
He is named. His name is just
Yeah,
Moose.
great.
So John Travolta plays a special needs guy named Moose, which personally I think isn't very inclusive. Because I think they should cast special needs people to play special needs people. Because he's taking that role away from a special needs actor.
Who the fuck greenlit this movie?
Probably John
Like, how
Travolta.
does that get past
He probably
into
produced it
production?
himself. He's like, no, it's a fucking great idea. And now we just don't see it, John Travolta. He's like, no, I'll have a gray mullet. I'll pretend to be special needs. What's not to like?
I assume Scientology must have played a role in this one. They got a bit of funding in there.
Is he? I don't think he's Scientology, is he?
I think he was. I don't know if he still is.
He might be. I always just associate Tom Cruise and fucking Michael Pena.
He's like the big one. Also,
Yeah.
seeing Michael Pena as a Scientologist was kind of heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, another. God, there's so many recommendations, but one last one, which is honestly amazing. It's called Murder Among Mormons, It's a new Netflix
I saw
drop.
that on Netflix. I didn't watch it, but
It's
saw
only
it
like
pop up
3
the other
1-hour
day.
episodes. It's fucking very interesting if you like religion and car bombs.
My 2 favorite topics.
What's more to like?
You know what I really like is there's a couple guys. I can't remember the actor's name for the life of me. Steven Seagal. You said
Oh.
he probably produced that movie himself. Steven Seagal, though, he's on that. He lives that life.
Oh, yeah.
Steven Seagal has, from what I've seen on the internet, a plethora of horrible movies that he all like. I think he does them himself, funds them, I assume. And there are some horrible ones, like very, very bad. He always makes himself like some untouchable, not main character. He's like a badass side character that just comes in, whoops ass, says like a very bad one-liner, and then leaves. And it's the same in like every movie that he's made, from what I've seen.
I've got like a weird connection with Steven Seagal movies, because do you guys? I don't know if you guys would have had these. Jacob, you would have after like 3rd grade when you got to our school, but our elementary school. But do you remember, Liam? Do you remember having like little things where they'd like have, it was like a gift drive kind of, like people would put things up for purchase at like an elementary school.
So you like donate items to like an auction? Was it an auction?
Kind of, but like kids, it was like an actual little storefront. So people brought stuff and then you bought it from these people. And like it was like cheap stuff that kids could get for their parents for Christmas. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like,
yeah, we had similar stuff. Yeah, like it was mostly like crafty stuff. I remember.
I seem to remember those, Brady.
Yeah, and I remember one year I was like, oh, I'll get something for my mom and dad. So for my mom, I'm like, oh, my mom's, all I understood at the time, she's a mental health nurse, but all I understood at the time was she's in healthcare. So it's like, I'll get her a microscope, which was not a real microscope. And I was like 2006, 2007. I was like a 6 or 7-year-old kid, 1st or 2nd grade. And I'm like, oh, my dad likes action movies, so I'll get him this Steven Seagal movie. And I think it was like Under Siege or some shit. Anyway, I don't think he ever watched it. It was on VHS. It was like $2.50, and it's just like I just remember the cover art being like the most generic action movie garbage I'd ever seen. And
what's your sensei in? It's a martial art. I think it starts with an I. He's like a black
I thought you meant
belt.
the movie.
Oh no.
He's like
he has like a dojo for it. It's like Aikato.
Hold on.
I don't even know.
Something like that. IK something.
He also he's done things too where he teaches kids what to do during school shootings. Like
Aikido.
Yes, he has.
And he's also like a
really
police officer or like a deputy in like New Orleans or some shit.
I'm also pretty sure he's like a terrible person.
Yeah, I can imagine.
from what I've heard.
Well, did you see that one where he met with like the president of Belarus? And they were like fucking like, he's like, this is my farm. And he like hands Steven Seagal a carrot. And so as he's meeting the president, he's just eating this giant carrot.
I actually have. I don't know where I've seen that, but I have
I've
seen
never
it.
seen that.
We have to work on this podcast more to where we can bring clips onto the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, clips and images.
Yeah,
and still have our cameras, because it would be so good to actually have references.
Mm-hmm. And be able to pull it up and have a laugh.
So we'll have to work on that.
We need to get
this is episode 1 revamp. So
yeah.
Revamp. So we'll add at least one new feature every week until it's where we want it. This week's feature was our own YouTube channel, which you should feel free to follow. It's connected to the account, and also a new email address. So for any business inquiries, just email. I think it's the Modern Day Morons at gmail.com, because Modern Day Morons Podcast or the MDM podcast was taken.
Damn.
So
there's the YouTube channel link for those of you who are interested in our zero content so far channel. It's coming. It's on the way.
It's on the way. There'll be a few clips a week and a podcast a week, hopefully. But big things.
Big changes happening.
Things are in the work, especially my curtain situation.
But yeah, to everybody listening, feel free to shoot some questions or anything over to the email. We will be checking it. Might do some reads on stream or on podcast, but it's there. So it's the thing now.
We'd have a little press conference section at the end where we answer questions.
That's a good idea. Let's do that. Let's email ourselves.
Email ourselves. This one's
Fill the
from
void.
Liam Johnson. He says,
Dot.
but yeah, and we all have access to the account. You guys don't, because fuck you.
That'd be a little weird, wouldn't
But Jacob and Braden, I've given them permission to use the email address.
One thing
Probably
I want to say that we should revisit about bad movies. We've talked about John Travolta, we've talked about Steven Seagal, but the Holy Trinity can't be complete without Nick Cage.
I don't think he's
Now,
made a bad movie.
hold on. I think he has made bad movies, but I don't think he's ever had a bad performance.
Okay, yeah, no, sure. He probably kills every role ever, but Willy's Wonderland, have you heard of that one yet?
Yeah, the Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff,
Yeah.
where Nick Cage, I don't think, says a fucking word except for like
No, he
guttural
doesn't.
screams.
He doesn't say a single word. He just kills a factory full of animatronics, basically.
What was
Yeah,
that?
it sounds tight.
What was that one where he's a truck driver, and he like sleeps with the girls, with this girl, with like the mom, and then he also like fucks the daughter.
I know I've heard of it, but he's got so many movies. I'm just looking now.
It's
He's got Color Out of Space,
It was called
That
Between
was actually
Worlds.
pretty good.
The Vampire's Kiss.
The Vampire's
that-
Kiss
was that his
is
first movie?
is incredible, just because of his like, I never did one thing wrong. Like he has this whole section where he just like goes the fuck off, and it's very funny.
That was his first acting career ever, I think. No, and he's got the meme face,
Mhm.
the age-old Nick Cage meme from that movie.
There's the guessing Ghost Rider.
Oh my god, I forgot about.
What's the best
Bro,
Nick Cage movie?
Ooh.
I know.
I mean,
mine.
like, legitimately, it's either like Raising Arizona or Adaptation.
no,
National Treasure.
no.
National Treasure's pretty solid too.
Mandy.
What's your pick, Liam?
2 words for you. Con Air.
Con Air is a very enjoyable watch. I'll give
It
you
has
that. I'll
John
give you that.
Malkovich. Okay, name another Nick Cage movie with John Malkovich. I don't think there is one.
Nick Cage did do a movie in 2020 called Jiu-Jitsu, and he's just like some batshit crazy. I don't know if he's a jiu-jitsu practitioner or instructor or something, but he just goes around like flipping, kicking motherfuckers. Apparently, I've never seen it, of course. But God, he's got so many.
Off topic of Nick Cage, there's a movie
How dare
about
you.
like a similar thing, starring Jesse Eisenberg, and I can't remember what it is. But it was actually really good and really fucking weird. What was it? Martial arts.
I said
I
him
can't
and fucking Michael Cera mixed up.
The Art of Self-Defense. It's like he signs up for a self-defense class after getting like mugged, and it's just like it goes down a fucking crazy rabbit hole. Sorry, the plot of that Nick Cage movie really made me think of that.
My goodness,
Every
Jesse Eisenberg's 37.
Yeah, he hella old.
That's not that old.
It's like not even middle age.
Well, I mean,
Getting there.
if my
Getting
plans
there.
are correct, he's well past middle age. You're looking at the future assassinate of
Oh,
Jesse
boy.
Eisenberg. How many
In a video
threats
game,
can I
in a video
make
game.
about- Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But
When you said Jesse Eisenberg, I was thinking of that guy from the drug show Breaking Bad.
Jesse Pinkman,
Yeah.
Aaron Paul.
I was like,
Paul.
was he in a movie?
What's it, Brandon? I know you've seen this movie, Jacob. I don't know if you have. It's possibly my favorite bad movie of all time. It's still on Netflix. It's still on my list. I want to revisit it when I get stoned as fuck one night. It's called Lookout Officer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we watched that one night and we were either really drunk or really stoned. One of the
At
two.
Tristan's house, I think, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I
Yeah.
think you were also there.
We watched
Jacob.
it
Yeah.
twice, Brandon. I think we showed it to them as well. I thought we.
Yeah, I think I may have seen it a
Yeah.
second time because I think I missed the time when we were all hanging out and you guys watched it or something. And you're like,
I
no,
think-
Jacob, this movie was so insane. We have to
We
look
did-
at it again.
Did we watch that at your place, Liam?
We
I
might. I think we
was
watched
over
it
at
twice.
your place.
Oh yeah. when my parents
I
were
think
out.
both of us were, really stoned, and we just sat there and just absorbed this like batshit insane movie.
Oh my god,
Really
it's
funny.
so good.
Like,
It's
for real.
It's
dude,
from 1990.
yeah, and it's like does the it's
But
at
the
the
humor is
start.
modern as hell.
Oh, honestly, and at the start too, it just seems like a normal movie, like a normal older movie, and then it just starts into magic and ghost and extendo arm. Like there's one scene where this guy's praying, and then all of a sudden his arms just extend the length of the room, and like the entire. Oh my god, it's
There's so much
fantastic.
weird shit.
Never
in
heard
that.
of Miss Incredible?
Miss
No.
Incredible.
Figure it out, boys. Stretchy arms.
Oh,
Oh, I
But-
see. I thought you were naming another movie or something in the same vein as Lookout Officer, and I got excited, but.
No, Elastigirl.
our next topic: why does Pixar make no? But
I said
The
I
next
said,
topic: why is Lola Bunny not fucking anymore?
it
I saw
bothers
that-
me
I
how
thought
many
that
people
was
were
trending.
upset about that.
People actually got mad about that. It's the funniest thing ever. Oh, so
I,
good. It's a rabbit, guys.
I called my cat Elastigirl the other day. I don't remember why, but I just remember it was funny. Since you got that Pixar mom ass. She was just walking weird, I think. But, fun fact.
Jacob, are you abusing your cat?
No, absolutely not.
Good.
He's well fed. That's what constitutes abuse or not. It's whether you're well fed.
Okay.
Which, by the way,
As long as you're feeding them cat food.
No, he's feeding him human remains.
and wet food.
Give him.
Wet food.
My cat gets dry food and wet food.
That's probably
every day.
why it's got that fucking dump truck.
Whoa, now. Leave my cat alone, Liam.
You can't just insult her like that. Oh my god.
Comes out of left field. Yeah, your cat's got a fucking dump truck ass.
You literally
By the
just
way-
said you called your cat Elastigirl because it was thick.
No, I didn't. Said my cat had that Pixar mom ass.
Yeah.
That's all I
I feel like dump truck is a bit cleaner.
feel like I just saw my cat run by in the
Fat
background.
dumpy. Oh yeah, no, it was on the table for a second there.
Oh, dope. Cool.
Ugh.
Fast. Okay. Interesting. Did you guys have any other bad movies? What was that? The Greasy Strangler.
Greasy Strangler.
I've
I
never
made,
seen
I
that
made a
one.
reference to that earlier. You haven't seen that,
No,
Liam.
that was like you guys watched that like before I was like initiated into like you guys' circle.
You're so lucky. You're so lucky. Let me look this up.
It's funny because like that movie probably made me laugh harder than like any movie I've ever seen before, but it also made me more bored in the last like 15 minutes that it felt like 3 hours passed by in like 15 minutes because it's just unbearable at the end.
Was it Brayden or Jacob? I know it was one of you. We got really stoned at Tristan's place, and we started watching Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
You were with Jacob that time.
I
'Cause
was there,
Gord
yeah.
suggested it.
Yeah,
right?
it was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch it on shrooms or acid because apparently it's pretty good at like replicating like a bad acid trip. But that movie's a lot to handle, and I forget what, but I remember right before we turned it on, I was saying something. I think it was about Sataro, like that one. And I'm like, oh yeah, Benicio del Toro is a great actor, and we turned that on, and lo and behold, Benicio del Toro's in it,
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
and I
that.
was like, holy fuck.
You know what's a real crime is that The Greasy Strangler has 63% on Rotten Tomatoes.
We gotta pump those
Because
numbers up.
It's a funny movie, man.
It's
got some good
probably the
laughs
worst
in it.
movie ever known to mankind.
I will
I
say
hated it
me
so
and
badly.
Tristan watched the follow-up
They made a
like
sequel.
from the same team. No, it's not. It's not a sequel, but it's like the same team, and it's like a similar vein of movie, and it's called what was it? An Evening with Beverly Loughlin, and that was a little much for me. It's like the Greasy Strangler, and it has a bunch of people I like. It's got Craig Robinson, Aubrey Plaza, Jermaine Clement is in it.
Oh
which
shit.
is, you know what I mean? Like he's fantastic and everything. So like all that stuff is enjoyable. But as a movie, it was so strange. And there's like a couple of good laughs in it, but again, by the end I was like falling asleep. So this director, man, he's got a thing for making some really funny out of left field, like weird humor, and then also just like ending a movie on a very boring note.
See, I respect movies that like don't do what a traditional movie does, and it's like its own piece of art.
See, that's the thing. It's like I feel like I'd appreciate them more if I could watch them like not super stoned. Even though I think that is like kind of the perfect mindset to go into it. But also, it's like by the time you're finishing it, it's like 2 a.m. and you're just tired, and it's like, you know, fucking people are out being grease monsters in the forest or whatever.
Yeah.
And, or Craig Robinson is being a walking mute for 2 hours, and it's just like, yeah.
Fun fact: the Greasy Strangler from the movie The Greasy Strangler. His name is Michael St. Michaels.
There's
By the
also
way.
there's Big Braden in that movie. First character in a film I've ever seen called Braden, and it's in that fucking movie, and it's played by that guy.
Big Braden.
Perfect representation of the Bradens of the world out there.
Yeah, if your name is Braden, you should honestly just jump off a bridge.
Jump off of Braden.
Jump off a Braden.
Boo.
Wow, Liam. Can't believe you just came for Braden. Like,
I always
I
come
can't.
for Braden.
What?
What?
Pause.
Hold up.
sorry, I had to take a stretch break. So I just want you guys to know that trying to eat healthier, but I went to Costco today, and I'll be damned if I didn't buy a $14 bag of Eggies.
Wait,
Egg.
the fucking like
Egg?
chocolate like eggies.
Those are the ones.
Oh, like chocolate eggs, like Easter
Like
eggs.
Easter candy.
Like
14 pounds?
no
$14.
14
Oh.
pounds of fucking.
It's probably like I don't know how much it is. 2 pounds, maybe?
Still a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
chocolate.
They're so
I mean,
fucking good, bro.
But is it the
Hold
name
on.
brand like Cadbury eggies
back.
or whatever?
I don't
This
think
is
they're
important.
Cadbury. I think they might be Hershey's. Let me Google.
Oh yeah, I think maybe those eggies. I know Cadbury makes one. I know Hershey's makes one.
Yeah, Hershey's is Eggies. What are the most common ones? What are they fucking called?
It might be eggies. Hershey's might be like because Cadbury makes like Cadbury cream eggs, but that's a different type of egg.
No, it's not Eggies. Eggies is a kind of a new one, I feel like. I'm googling Easter candy to see because there's a specific kind of Easter egg chocolate that I'm thinking of. Mini eggs. That's
Mini
the fucking
egg.
one.
Oh, that's
When I got
Cadbury.
That's Cadbury.
Yeah, right. I forgot about mini eggs.
Braden, does Nestle make Easter chocolate eggs?
We do. It's like just like Smarties shit though, and like
Smarties in egg
Bro,
form.
they resized
Yeah, they're
the
like-
Smarties boxes.
what?
They resized the Smartie boxes.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're smaller now, but it says the same amount to like reduce cardboard waste.
Yeah, and now like they kept the same box of like Smarties, but now that's the family size.
Mhm.
Okay.
1.1 kgs, so it's like 2.5 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chess bought that same thing. He's
Dude, these shit slap. Okay, first of all,
I mean,
not sponsored. Wish I was. That'd be a thick boy.
I mean, they're pretty good. I'm not huge on sweets though.
Yeah, I can tell from your personality.
I like salt.
I can tell from your personality.
yeah, full salt diet from playing Rocket League.
I was just I googled the Easter candy Nestle, and they're called Smarties Lil Eggs.
Lil eggs, yeah.
Lil.
That's the best fucking branding they could come up with.
Apparently,
Come on, Nestle.
multi-billion-dollar company.
Hey, wait, is it little or like little? Like Lil Pump?
Lil,
L
like Lil Wayne,
apostrophe
like-
IL.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not even
Yeah,
Lil
it's
like Lil Wayne. It's like
Little.
L. Yeah,
it's like how
exactly.
British people would say it. Little.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
a shame.
But,
Wait,
Little eggs.
is Butterfinger Nestle? It
Yeah.
is. Bro, Butterfingers rock, okay? Let's be real.
They're very good.
okay, fine.
Butterfingers and Crispy Crunch. Oh, buddy.
Okay,
Reese
here.
Oh,
peanut
buddy.
butter cups though, for real.
Dude.
I'm glad you guys are talking about this. Just to end the podcast, I have one last conversation topic.
Okay.
And so, basically, it's Halloween candy. And now this would be better to do at Halloween, but since we're on the topic, I just thought of it. So I'm going to present you with 4 different Halloween boxes of mixed chocolate bars, and you're going to tell me which one you would choose and why.
Okay.
So box number 1, we're going to call it the Canadian box. It's the classic red box, Nestle, Toffee Crisp, Kit Kat, Smarties, Aero. Box number 2 is your Cadbury box. We're talking Wonder Bar, Caramel, Crispy Crunch, and Mr. Big. Box number 3 is your Mars bots. So it's M&M's, peanut M&M's, Mars bar, and Twits.
Mm-hmm.
And bots number 4 is... Let me find it here 1 second.
Not number 1. It's my first.
Is Hershey's. So it's Reese Cups, O. Henry's, Reese's Pieces, and Hershey's almonds and milk chocolate. There might be a different bots, but we'll go with those 4.
My favorite candy's not on there though.
Which one?
You know those apples you get with the razors in them?
Oh, I love that Halloween candy.
It's my favorite thing.
Love it when that weird guy from down the street just throws a very sharp looking apple.
Mm-hmm.
What was box number 2 again?
So
Can you repeat number 2 and number 3?
Yes. Okay. So bots number 2 was the Cadbury bots. So it was Wonder Bar, Caramel, Mr. Bid, and Crispy Crunch. Bots number 3 was the Mars bots. So it was Mars Bar, peanut M&M's, regular M&M's, and a Twix.
That's tough, dude. You said there was Wonder Bar in box number 2?
Yeah, Wonder Bar, Caramel, Mr. Bid, and Crispy Crunch. And then there's the Nestle one, and then there's the peanut one for Hershey, which is like Reese Cup, O. Henry, Hershey's with almonds, and Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, almonds aren't quite peanuts, I guess, but good try.
Nuts.
Man, that's a tough one. Okay, because I'm gonna be honest, caramel is like probably one of my least favorite chocolate bars.
I don't fuck with caramel.
They're kind of just lame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be 100%. It's like a waste of calories.
Yeah.
But also, there was something in box number 3 that I wasn't 100% fucking with either.
Was it? Oh, sorry. Box number 3 also has Snickers in it. So it has M&M's, Snickers, Twix, peanut M&M's, and Mars bar.
I think my problem with box number 3 is that it comes with just regular M&M's. Like regular M&M's are not something I'm buying.
Regular
ever.
M&M's are better than Smarties, though.
Peanut M&M's rock.
Peanut M&M's slap.
They're very
But box number 2 is filled with that gas.
I see. Crispy Crunch is the best bar in box number 2.
I agree with that.
They got Wonder Bar too, though, and they got. You said it was Mr. Big.
Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Big is decent, but I'm not a huge fan. Like, you don't. Why do you need the wafer in there? It just.
Yeah.
And Wonder Bar is just Mr. Big without the wafer, and it's like, come on, add something else.
See, I'm between 1 and 4.
Liam's like, I don't like the wafer, but I don't like it without the wafer either.
Do something in between a wafer and not a wafer.
See, the same argument to be made in the 3 bots. There's a Mars and a Snickers. The only difference really is Snickers has peanuts in it.
But that's a nice additive.
Yeah, but then you also have like.
I find Snickers bars are better than Mars bars.
They are.
Because Mars bars are too sweet. It's just sugar inside. You need like the peanut balances it out.
Where are you landing on this, Braden?
Like I said, I'm kind of between 1 and 4. I mean, Coffee Crisp is like one of my goated. Like that's up there.
Coffee
Even though I
Crisp
think
slap.
like the rest of the box is like mediocre.
I don't fuck with Aero bars.
They're kind of just boring chocolates. Like I like the way they melt in your mouth.
Chocolate.
Yeah,
I find they're like too rich and they like
chocolate.
coat your mouth.
Mm-hmm. That said,
they are a little.
The truffle ones, like Aero truffles. I know that this isn't just like Halloween candy, but those are really good, especially like the mousse ones. But they're like even heavier than a normal Aero bar, so you just feel like gunk after eating them.
Right.
But then like with 4, I'd probably ultimately say 4 just because like Reese's Cups and Reese's Pieces are like the best.
Peanut butter slaps, okay? Peanut butter is like my favorite. If we're gonna call peanut butter a condiment, it's the best condiment out there.
You ever had a peanut butter burger?
No, oddly no.
Gotta have the boys to Daryl's.
Surprisingly works.
I walked by Daryl's like a month ago, maybe, and I was tempted, but I was busy. So.
Daryl's slaps.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm kind of stumped.
So
I'm going number 2. First is the worst. Second is the
I'm
best.
locking in number 4.
Okay, so Jacob, you've gone with Wonder Bar, Caramel, Mr. Big, Crispy Crunch.
Caramel, I'm throwing away. I'll give that to like a homeless guy or something.
And
But
Braden, you've gone with Reese Cups, Reese's Pieces, Hershey's with almonds, and O. Henry.
almonds.
Yeah,
That's a pretty solid choice. See, bots 1. I don't fuck with Smarties. Is like I'll eat them, but I'm not Smarties are for kids. Let's be real.
They're not-
We're
Box
adults.
number
so
one.
Legitimately, they are marketed and sold for
We're
children.
adults.
Box number 1 is the weakest box on this list,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
See, the thing
In
is,
my opinion.
For me.
Kit Kats fucking slap. Like I never really liked Kit Kats before, and then I'm like, they're just so simplistic, but they actually low key kind of slap. And Toffee Crisp, I never really fucked. I mean, I always enjoyed, but I was like, oh, they're just kind of boring. But I didn't realize that the coffee in it is like it's a thick cream that's very thinly. It's not toffee wafer. There's actually a toffee cream in there, and that makes it a bit more appealing. That being said, I'm not doing box 1. Now box 2, I don't fuck with caramels. And Mr. Big and Wonder Bars are just kind of middle of the pack for me. Box 4, I like all of them, but Reese's Pieces are overrated. And it's just peanut butter covered in candy. So I'm kind of landing on box 3, which is Twix slaps, Snickers slaps, Mars I can deal with, and peanut M&Ms and regular M&Ms. Peanut M&Ms absolutely slap, and regular M&Ms are better than Smarties. So I think the most well-rounded box is possibly box 3.
I would agree there. I probably would have chosen box 3 on a normal day, but I've been craving a fucking crispy crunch.
See, I'm just not
So I
big
wouldn't- I
on
wouldn't
Twix, like, at all. I think Twixes are...
Twixes are fucking great,
Dog
bro.
shit.
No, Twixes are probably at least A tier.
Yeah, like that. It's
Really,
cookie,
they're like,
caramel,
I
and
do
chocolate.
like them.
Bro, it's like those old like chocolates you'd eat at Christmas or whatever, like the logs with the cookie in them, but they had that thin layer of caramel. And like the left Twix is always better than the right Twix, but like they're both fucking delicious.
Twix is kind of just a better Kit Kat.
See, it's
Unpopular opinion.
It's very, very different from a Kit Kat, though.
yeah.
Doesn't mean it can't be better.
I don't know. I thought Kit Kat there's something nice in its simplicity. Like it does
I
one
will
thing, but
give you
it does it well.
It's so simple, but it's perfect because of its simplicity.
Yeah, like they've
But if
mastered
you're looking for some spice in your life, you go for Twix.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
If you're a normie and you like no change in your life, I feel like Kit Kat is Tristan's bar of choice. Because Tristan's is not like change.
Well, Tristan has like a fucking sweet tooth, like an 8-year-old though. He's probably, if you're watching Tristan, shout out. But
I hope Tristan's here.
Yeah, otherwise it feels wrong.
Yeah, it feels very wrong if he doesn't hear this.
But no, I feel like Tristan likes just the sweetest bar imaginable, which I don't even know what that would be.
Tristan doesn't even eat chocolate.
I think Tristan
just
likes
candy.
Tristan would like the. Do you know what Tristan would like? Which bots he would choose? He would choose the Maynard's bots, which is Swedish berries, fuzzy peaches, Swedish fish, and Sour Patch Kids, which is a slapper of a bot for the record.
Anything gummy, Tristan is on that shit.
all over it. Yeah, that's his go-to. I'll never forget the high school days walking over to the convenience store. You know, Tristan would be like asking one of us, "Oh, let's go pick up, some gummies." It was like a daily occurrence.
Dude, I see like high schoolers now in the Circle K, and like I can tell which ones are like buying snacks to get some weed, and like just like they're coming for just the Polar Pop, and they're so full of life, and it's just like and I'm just like the fucking guy at the fucking counter, like
You're now that guy. What
Yeah.
I remember your days.
Yeah.
Don't take them for granted, kids.
Have fun while it lasts. Real life's gonna hit you like a train in a year or two. But on that happy note, thank you guys for watching the official relaunch of the podcast. It's a great time as always. We'll be back at it next week. Any closing thoughts,
Sunday.
gentlemen?
Smooth or crunchy peanut butter?
Crunchy. Smooth is for children.
It depends. If I'm
Fuck
using it for a
you.
spread, smooth.
Fuck you.
If I'm just eating peanut butter on its own.
I can't spread tiny chunks of peanuts because I had my crust cut off when I was 8. Like, fuck off. Jacob?
Fair enough.
Which peanut butter do you like?
I got smooth in my cupboard right now.
Man of culture.
I typically like 1 week I'll buy smooth, or rather one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how often I buy peanut butter. Probably like once a month, maybe twice a month.
This
I
will be the
typically
last
try and
episode.
vary it. Smooth one trip, and then next time I'll get crunchy and I'll do smooth again.
hmm
Just best of both worlds, you know?
Yeah, they're both good.
They're both delightful. I fucking love
Peanut
peanut
butter.
butter. I'll go back to it. Peanut butter is the goat of the condiment world.
You know what? right before we end.
sorry.
I'll be right back. No, you
Yep. My final thoughts here. Check out the YouTube channel that we plugged before. Gonna do some uploads for some clips this week, hopefully from not only this podcast but also probably take a few choice clips from the first two that the second two that we ran, just because we lost the first one to Twitch VODs forever, so that's not coming back. But I have the other two saved to my laptop, so I'll get around to editing some fun clips from those two this week. So hopefully we can get 2 or 3 clips up this week, as well as the podcast on YouTube. So make sure you check it out.
See, one thing you guys fail to realize about the peanut butter thing is crunchy peanut butter feels way better on your hands. It's easier to grip. So you fail to realize that crunchy peanut
poor
butter.
Xavier, he's gonna go get some fucking peanut butter, and he's gonna see Liam's finger scoops around the fucking... Oh, God.
Nice and crunchy.
So what you need to do is unfollow this Twitch channel now that that's happened, and go follow Two Tap Troop on Twitch TV.
Yeah, never tune into this podcast again after that move.
Please tell me you used a fucking piece of cutlery to get that.
No.
Oh my God.
I just fucking...
Oh, dude, I think Will just went live, by the way, on Twitch.
I just can we do a...
Are we following Will? Can someone link me his channel so we can follow him and rate him?
Yeah, I'll go get it. I'll go get it one second.
Oh, thanks, Jake. Yeah, we should do if we can, we should do a raid. Finish it off.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, he just... Okay, maybe not. He just typed in our Discord saying another one.
Oh,
But he didn't link his Twitch, so he might have just been responding to us going live.
Mm-hmm. He could be watching right now.
And it's been really like melting on my hand. It's kind of hard to see.
You're such a criminal.
This is awful. Like, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen someone do.
I mean, but
and I've seen you do a lot of things.
But how do you like? It's so much easier to grip the peanut butter where it's like crunchy, you know, like.
You know what I really love?
we
We
should
should
just
ignore
squeeze
this
it.
guy.
You can just squeeze it.
Oh,
and
wrong
like,
way. Sorry, Braden.
It like
No, you're
rises and then.
So, what I really like is when you go to like hotels or restaurants and they got like those little fucking packets of peanut butter. You know I'm stealing a couple of those when I'm done at the restaurant.
Oh, it's fair.
Oh yeah, and like the little
Jam packets, little fucking peanut butter packets. You're on like a vacation. You're staying in a hotel room. You go to a restaurant. They got them shits, bro. You're coming back to the room with me. That's a nighttime snack, bro.
Yeah,
Crack that shit open.
We're gonna have to end very soon because this is turning very liquidy in my hand. So,
Yeah,
it literally
this
looks
is
like
your
a piece
fault.
of shit in your hand.
It looks like you grabbed like a fucking looks like you grabbed a caramel bar and just condensed it like
hardcore.
Yeah, this was maybe a bad judgment call, but like at the same time, I proved a point. Crunchy peanut butter is the superior peanut butter.
worth it for the bit. Well, it's not superior
did
anymore because you just stuck your fucking fingers.
ruined it.
Did you use cutlery or
No,
did you
I just
actually
fucking scooped it out with my. I didn't have time for.
Okay, wow. that
worst
is-
fucking roommate ever?
Hey, I
Again,
bought the peanut butter.
Xavier's going to recognize that peanut butter is fucking ruined.
I hope you. Okay, so Liam, what you gotta do is you gotta go get a spoon, and you gotta remove your finger lines first of all,
No.
and any peanut butter that made contact with your grubby fucking hands, you have to remove with a clean spoon, and that will save the jar.
That's fair, but here, no,
It's like amputate the arm before it spreads.
I'll drop the peanut butter on my plate over here.
What a fucking big
Good old
shot.
spare
I
plate.
got most of it. There's a bit of bit of peanut butter on my
Right.
hand.
My trusty
Just a
cast
bit.
iron skillet will hold this peanut butter for me until we're done.
Okay, well we're
I'm
gonna.
glad my bit was getting Smarties, not peanut butter all over my ear.
You know, it's about the sacrifices we made for this podcast, and that just shows you where I'm willing to go. I'm willing to jump.
I
my
hope
hands
this
up.
goes on YouTube, Braden.
This can be
Oh,
a
this
clip.
is
Peanut
absolutely
butter
this is
hands.
getting clipped for sure.
Just like fucking you guys hold tight. I'll be right back. A few moments later, you see fucking Liam walking like this, just a log of shit up peanut butter on his hand.
Oh,
Crusty peanut butter is supreme.
Oh my god, it's just like fuck it. It's like gluing my fingers together.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, I should
Unbelievable.
This is how we did
That's- yeah.
kicked
This
off.
is enough podcast.
Uh,
Goodbye, everyone.